Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show how to use free software Spinworks to process your NMR data. And this Spinworks is very free software. You can download it by searching in the Google. If you search in the Google, then you will see NMR web page Spinworks University of Manitoba. So if you click this page, then you will see that page open like this. And you can click here, you can download Spinworks from here. So you will get a link to download that Spinworks. Make sure that you download the Spinworks 4 or 4.1. So once you download it, and that must be in a zip file, so you can unzip the file and you can double click it and it will start setup installation. Or you can fire inside, you can go to the folder and find the setup button, then double click it and it will automatically install in your computer. And once it is installed, you will see this blue icon Spinwork 4. So you can open, double click it, and you will see the software like this and maximize it. So before I start in, I want to explain some buttons I am going to use for this software, especially these yellow buttons, these top three button: phase, integrate, and the calibrate. These three, and here on the top, on the blue kind of these buttons. So I am going to use full and zoom. Okay, and from the file, edit, view, and processing, and peaks and integrals. So those things are important also to process the NMR data. Let open an NMR data, then you can see how we can process 1D carbon and proton NMR. So go to the file, click open, and go to your file source place. So suppose I want to do any on NMR, go here and click FID, select FID, and click open. So you'll see this kind of FID file, and you can process by clicking, either by processing here, or you can click it by process, the green button process. So I prefer to do processing from here, and click processing and click FD. So it will automatically process your NMR data. Sometimes you will see the baseline is not like in equal phase, or so you can make it like same phase. So by clicking phase, you can change the top one course, the top one here and there, so you can see like where all those things are getting same phase. So click here. Sometimes also you need to use the third one, so remember that you will use top one, and from the top the third one. So if you move third one here and there, then you can see some is changing, but maximum time the top one is enough to do. But sometimes you may require the third one to adjust the total NMR. So click apply and exit, so it will be processed. And with your mouse scroller, so if you make the scroller up, it will go up, like increase the intensity. If you go down, it will decrease the intensity. Okay. So once you corrected the phase of the spectrum, so you can reference the solvent peak, residual solvent peak. So this NMR was taken by CDCl3 solvent. So I can select this peak. And how I am doing this, so you can make it full. Remember that this cursor will be always moving if you move your mouse. So select one part and click left mouse, hold it, and select any part of this your spectra, holding the mouse, and then release your mouse. Then that part will be zoomed. If you want to zoom again, so select that part, select means like put your cursor here, then click your left mouse and hold it and go up to the place you want to go, then release your mouse, then it will be zoomed that way. Now I want to make the calibration, so click the middle of this peak, put the cursor, then click left mouse. Always use left mouse. Only one case we will use right mouse. I will show later like what is the right mouse function. So put the cursor middle of the peak, click left mouse, then if you move it, then you will see a red mark is there, then click here calibrate. So that should be 7.26 for the CDCl3, like deuterated chloroform. So click it, okay, then it will be calibrated automatically to the for the chloroform. So once you're done, you can make it up, it down, or whatever. Okay, so I don't need the other part of this spectrum, so I can select this area, hold the mouse, and I can zoom a certain part, so I will get it. Now I suppose I know this peak for 4 proton, okay, like any proton, you know, like a signature peak, you know. So that peak you can do the integration, so zoom that part and click integrate, okay, and select like one side, like click it left mouse and click other side left mouse, then you will get this peak is integrated, but it is showing one, that means one proton, but originally I know it is for 4 proton. So how I can change this peak is for 4 proton. So click on the middle of this peak, because one is showing here is 1, so you click on middle of this peak and put 4 here, click 4 and do the calibrate, and it will be automatic change to 4. Okay, now if I want to go to the other peaks, so click here this arrow, if you click there, so it will be zoom in some part. Then you can also use this button to move the spectrum here and there, and since I already did the integration this peak as a 4 proton, so I can select all other peaks, how many proton are for them. So you can integrate automatically by selecting all those peak. If you want to make it more intensity, so you can do up, and then you can integrate in terms of that signature peak. So you can select a certain region, how many protons are giving here, and after that, once you have done the integration, now suppose you want to move, like by mistakenly you did an integration any other places somewhere, but you don't need it, so you can remove it by clicking on this, so it will be red. So click current, don't all. If you click all integration will be gone. So click current, so current will be gone. And again, if you don't want this one also, click on and click current, it will be gone. So by this way you can get the integration value for your respective proton NMR. So whatever the peak you want to do the integration, you can get the integration by this way. Now once you're done with the integration part, then you can close it, but integration will not be gone. Now you want to know the peak value, where the ppm, what is the peak value. So you can, suppose you can zoom this part, okay, so select, you can zoom it by selecting, by clicking, just by clicking left mouse twice, like two side, one here and one here, and then you can click zoom, then it will be zoom. And if you want to make full, it will be full. So remember that full and zoom, you can use this part always. But also you can use left mouse click, hold it and drag it up to a certain range and release the left mouse, then it will be zoomed automatically. Now if you want to know the value of this peak, put the cursor on the top of this peak, and then now you can click right mouse of the peak, right mouse, not left mouse, then you will see the value on this top. So you can also click here if you want, so you will see the value here. full. So similarly, you can, if you want to know the value for this, like middle value, you can get it. Like if you have a multiplet, if you have a singlet or triplet, you can choose all those and click right mouse and you will see the value for those. So by this way, you can see the full spectrum by clicking full. And once you're done, so you can select a certain region by this way, or you can click here and then release, like left mouse, click here, then release, select it, and then click zoom. It will select, it will make the expansion of that zoomed area. Okay, so now you open the open the FID file. You did the processing by clicking FT, and after that you corrected the phase to make the baseline same line, and after that you did the integration, and then you also find the value for the peak value. Now if you want to remove one, suppose you did also some peak value here. Now you want to remove that peak, okay, or one of the peak, then zoom that part. So you can zoom it. Now you want to remove this peak actually, okay, so only zoom that part, like the peak whatever you don't want, zoom that part only, and keep all other peak value out of this region, and go to the peaks. And there are two ratings, clear peak list and clear peaks in region. So remember that you want to remove only one peak, so you zoomed that part. That means you want to remove that peak from this region. So that's why click clear peaks in this region, so that peak only will be gone. And if you make it full again, all other peak labels will be here, so it will not be gone, only the selected one will be gone. So by this way, you can also add more peak, you can also remove more peak. But if you want to remove all of the peaks, so you can click here, clear peak list. So if you select first one, so all of the peaks will be gone. So in that case, now you can process this data, and you know the integration and the peak value and how you want to see as a print. So in that case, go to the edit and click plot options and parameters, and then keep axis. So you'll see the axis, the bottom axis, ppm value. You don't need the frame. Normally I don't keep the frame. I also don't keep the grid, and I keep the integral value. Parameters, I don't need the parameters, I don't keep it. I need the peak labels, and I don't need the simulated, so I don't keep it. I keep the spectrum. I don't normally also don't keep title, but if you want to make a record, so you can keep the title, then you will see the spectrum or the file name, whatever you did during your NMR taking. And remember that axis font, you can put value 7 and integral values as a 4 and peak level as a 4, nothing need to be changed. And if you want to see this in the software, this NMR normally shows as a yellow color, but if you want to go to the print, it will normally give you the black color and background will be white. Even if your software is black, but in printed version, it will spectrum will show the black color and background will be white. But if you want to change the color of this current spectra, so you can select the first one, the 2D parameters on right, not like this one, sorry, the spectrum color. So you can click it, and suppose you want to make it red, so click red and click OK, and after that click OK. So that spectrum will not be changing here, but while you are doing printing, you will see the color. So how to do the print? So go to the file. Before printing, you can also see the print preview. So click here, so make it maximize, so you will see the print preview, like it will be printed like this. If you don't like the color, you can go to the edit again, plot options and parameters, then you can change the color from there. And if you are satisfied with this, then close the print preview. So if you want to change the color, just go to the plot options and parameters, and first one, select color, and you can change the color from here. So I'm keeping a red one. And then you can go to the file again, and if your printer is connected with this computer, and then click print, and then you select the printer, which one you prefer, then click print. It will be automatically printed. Okay, so another way you can do, like, suppose you want to make a presentation or you want to take these in a PowerPoint or Word file. So how can you do that? So in that case, go to the edit, copy meta file to clipboard. Select this, copy meta file to clipboard or Control C. You see the shortcut key Control C. So I will do this and I will go any PowerPoint. Suppose I have a new slide and I want to paste this. So I want to make print here. And if I want to make a little bit smaller, so I will click here, size and position. So in that case, sometimes I need to change or adjust like 80 or 80. If you click here 80, so 80 80, it will be like this. In some computer, if you paste it in the PowerPoint directly, sometimes this figure might be bigger than the slide. In that case, you can adjust that size, making like 50%, 40%. Do not make it at a time like very short at 20%. In that case, the spectrum could be hidden outside the slide. But in my PowerPoint, it is normally showing the um, size what I want. But in some cases, you can do one more thing. So from the edit, you can copy meta file to clipboard, and then you can go to the Word file and so let it be open, then I can show you. So Word file, if you open the Word file and if you paste it, so it will automatically take that shape. Okay, but now if you copy it to your PowerPoint, so it will show how it is smaller. Okay, but in some cases, if you want to make it a little bigger, just go to the uh, page layout and orientation, so make it landscape and then paste it again, so it will be a little bigger. Or if you want to make a little bigger, so you can make it bigger by this or something, then copy it from here to the PowerPoint presentation, then it will fit automatically to your slide. So this is the processing system for the 1D proton NMR by the Spinworks. Now, if you want to make a comparison, suppose you have done a reaction by using a starting material and you have a crude NMR, so you want to compare the crude NMR with your starting material, or like you want to compare any other spectra with your this current spectra. So how can you do that? In that case, maybe you can remove all the clear peak list, so all the peak will be gone, and also you can click here integrate value, then you can click all, so all integration will be gone. So this is the your spectrum you want to compare with another spectra. So in that case, click view and click copy experimental to stack. Now both spectrum are same, but remember the bottom spectrum is gone to the spectrum trace number 1. So the if you open a new NMR FID, so the new one will be the bottom one. Okay, and now like if I open a new one, suppose I'm opening from my source, so in that case processing again FT, and then calibrate your if you zoom or anything, remember the bottom one is active, so even if you change anything bottom, it will be changed in terms of the bottom spectrum, not the top one. So select the middle one and go to the calibrate and select make it to 7.26 as a proton as a deuterated chloroform peak, and then click OK. So it will be automatically go there and make it full. You will see full, but it looks very close to each other. So how you can make a distance here? So you can go here, make a view and define stacked. Again, I can show you again view, define stacked trace properties, variable down, and here this value, if you stacked trace y offset, so if you make 300 or 200 and see do not give OK. You can see, you can put apply to see like how much it is getting changed. If you want to make it more up, so you can make 300, so it will, again you can put apply, it will go more up. Okay, so here you can do more other things. The top spectra, if you want to make it color, so printed color, remember that, not display color, printed color. So click printed color. Suppose you want that one as a red, so click OK, red, select red and OK. And also if you want to make it, the top one is little more upper version, like more intense, so you can click positive, so it will be increased. If you want to make it down, so it will decrease, like this. So you can put apply and OK. And if you want to make the bottom one is a up and down, so you can use your mouse, because bottom one is active, so you can use mouse to make it. So this is the way you can compare your multiple NMR. I'm sorry. If you want to put more NMR, like in the stack, like maybe like whatever the types, maybe 15, 16 NMR also you can put it stacked. So in that case, you can click copy experimental to stack again. And now the bottom one is gone as a number 2. So if you want to see the number 2, so number 1 was the first one, the number 2 is the second one, and this bottom one is also the second one. But if you open a new file, then it will be automatically changed to the new file. So go to the open and then select it and another file. So if you click it FT, sorry, it is maybe the carbon NMR, so maybe I can open a new one, different one. So maybe I can open this one, select this. So bottom one will be automatically changed, so don't worry, processing FT, and it will be here. Now that, see, the phase is not corrected, so click phase, and remember, use the top one to use phase correction. Okay, so click apply and exit. So mostly the first one fix your phase, but sometimes you need to use the third one also. So first and third, remember that. So apply exit, so it will be here, and I know this is not in the CDCl3, it is in acetone. So I will select the middle peak of the acetone, and I will do the calibrate, and it will be like 2.05, and then it will, okay, then it will be gone automatically to its original position. Then you can zoom a certain part of the spectra, and you can compare, you can see the comparison, like how the peaks are showing in the spectrum. So by this way, remember one thing, so in the trace 1 and 2, you want to change the color from here, like now it is showing trace 1, change the printed color, it was, I actually gave red color, apply, and now you can give the number 2 and change the color, and suppose you want to go give the green color, so select OK and again apply and OK. So in the printed version, these two will be changed as a color, but the bottom one is a active one, it is not changed. So if you want to see the printed preview, like print preview, so you will see the top one is a green, the red one, and bottom one is actually, here it is showing red because initially I gave this one as a red, but bottom one always you can change the color from edit, plot options and parameters, and select the spectrum color. So select here, maybe you can give the pink, click OK. Okay, so now bottom one will be changed as a pink, and go to again print preview, and if you maximize this, you will see the bottom one is a pink, then red, then the green. So you can close it, and you can again, you can print it from directly from here, like print, or if you want to make it, copy it to the Word file or like PowerPoint, you can click copy meta file to clipboard, and then click here and make another slide, and then just paste it, and you'll see your NMR spectrum here there. So this is the way you can do the stacked NMR or like comparison NMR. And so basically you will open the FID file, go to the processing, make it FT, and if you need to change the baseline, so click phase, and manually you can change the phase. You can also use the auto phase, but sometimes auto phase doesn't make the exact phase correction you want. So that's why it is better to do in a manual phase, in manual phasing, and then you can do the integration. uh, Before doing integration after phase, you can actually select the solvent peak and calibrate it. So click the middle peak, or like if it is a single peak, so middle of the peak, click it and go to the calibration and do the calibration point. So it is for the acetone, so give the acetone peak or something. And you can also always use the full and zoom. So always you can use the full, so you will see all full spectrum. And if you make the zoom it, so by this way you can zoom it, or you can also select, like click one time, click here, and one time click here, and then click zoom, then it will make you the zoom version. So this is the way you can process your 1D proton NMR. Now I want to show you how to process the 1D carbon NMR. So in that case, first you can go to the view, remove or delete stacked traces. So you can remove all those trace and click OK. Then all will be gone, but bottom one will be still active. So now it can be replaced with any NMR FID. So now click File, open it, and then go to the carbon NMR. So any carbon NMR, click carbon and click FID again, and then click processing FT. So it will again see the baseline is not corrected. So click phase and use the first one. You can go either side to make it correct baseline, and click apply. And then this is actually in close CDCl3, like deuterated chloroform. So zoom this part and select the middle peak and go to the calibrate. And you can select either like the CDCl3, so carbon 3, so it will be automatically selected as a carbon 3 77.02. So it will be calibrated now, and then you can go to the full. And now you can actually, this carbon is not a better carbon right now. I don't have a good carbon in my hand like available. So whatever the carbon signal is showing, this is enough to show the carbon. So you can make it up and zoom, and suppose you want to make this, so here you can zoom this part. And first you can try pick peaks and append to list. So if you give it, it is not getting that smallest peak. So another way you can do, just select the peak, like put the cursor on the middle of the peak, and right now you can click right mouse, not left mouse, right mouse click, then you will see the value of this carbon. So you will see this, and then make zoom, and again zoom this part, and you want to see this carbon. So maybe if you want to make more zoom, so if you want to see this carbon, so click on this, like put the cursor on this peak and right mouse click, and you see. And if you see the shoulder, you can also select what is the value of this by right mouse click. So like this. And again full, suppose you want to see this peak value, so put here and click right mouse, then you'll see the carbon value here. So they then make the full, and whatever the region you want to zoom, just make it like this, or dragging your cursor by holding the left mouse, or you can select this part and this part and make click zoom, it will be zoomed. So this is the carbon NMR. And if you want to change the like carbon this NMR color, you can do it. So go to the edit again, plot options and parameters, and now axis will be there, integrate. Since it is not a proton, so we don't need the integral value for carbon. So I will uncheck this, and integral value I don't need this. Peak levels I need it because I have the peak levels, and I will need the spectrum and title, and everything will be fine. But if I want to print it copy, or like presented copy is a different color, so I will select this color, maybe like blue color or something, click OK, and click OK. Now if you want to make it in a presentation mode, so click copy meta file to clipboard or Control C, and then you can go to the Word file or like PowerPoint. So you can make a new slide and put it, paste it, and you'll see the blue carbon NMR. So this is the way you can do the carbon NMR, and you can also stack your carbon NMR by the same way you did for the proton NMR. Click view, copy experimental to stack. So if you click it here, so it will be showing here. Now you can open a new carbon NMR if you have any other carbon NMR here like available. Suppose I have a carbon here, so I will open it and I will click it, and then the bottom one will be replaced by the new one. So I will phase it again, so click phase, and then adjust it, like make it good phasing, then apply exit. Now you can also calibrate the same thing. So click middle peak. Remember that now if you change anything, it will be changed from the bottom one, not for the top one. So calibrate and select the carbon 13 for CDCl3 and click OK, and it will be fixed automatically. Then go to the full, and you can see, and also you can make it up by scrolling up with your mouse, and then you can see the peak. So in that case, if you want to label it, if you label it, it will label only the bottom one, not the top one. So you can label it by clicking right mouse again. So here also, if you want to label it, it will remember that this labeling for the bottom inspector, not for the top inspector. Okay, so you can zoom it again by holding the left mouse clicked and like certain region, so you can expand it. So again, click it in the left mouse, hold the left mouse clicked, and then select a certain region and release the mouse, then it will zoom till that part. So by this way you can compare. You can also see the print preview how you will see. So this way it will show like this, and these values are for the bottom inspector. Remember that it will not show the top inspector value. So this is the way you can do your carbon NMR processing, 1D carbon NMR processing. So I'll do I will remove the trace if I want to remove the trace. So it will be like top one will be gone. It will ask you like delete all stack traces. I can say yes, so top one will be gone, the bottom one will be here. And if I want to make it any other zoom or like process or up, down, or any value, so suppose if I want to see this signal, so I will select this one, right mouse click, I will see this signal. And if I want to make it printed version, so like in the PowerPoint or Word file, so select copy meta file to clipboard and go to the PowerPoint and select it here, paste it. Like if you want to remove the previous one and paste it, so it will be like this. So this is the way you can do 1D carbon and proton NMR spectra processing by using Spinworks. It is a free software. You can download it. You can use it in your computer. Only one demerit of this software is like you cannot use this software in your Mac or Apple computer. It requires the Windows computer to process your data in Spinworks. Like Spinworks works in a Windows computer. In some cases, some people might have the Apple computer, but they have the partition for the Windows process also. They can also use the Spinwork by using their Mac. That is a different way to make the partition in their computer. So I will not explain here. Well, this is one software free you can use to process your NMR data. And there are some other software also to use. So another is like Nova software, so that requires license. If you have the Nova software, how to use that, I will make in my next video on the Nova software. And there is another software, Broker Top Spin. So if you are in academic position, you can also use freely this software, and I will also make another video on Broker Top Spin how to use that software. And another software is like ACD NMR software. It is also free now, freeware, so you can download it and you can use it. And in my another video I will show the ACD NMR software, how to use and how to process your NMR data by the software. And if you like my video on these Spinworks and processing of the NMR data, please like my video, click on the bell icon in my channel, and keep touch with my channel to get more update. And also, if you have any comments, please give it. And if you have a question, concern, please ask me in the comments, like if you want to know more about this. And also, you can process 2D NMR by using this software. In future, I will make another video on Spinworks and also the other softwares, how to use those softwares to process your 2D NMR. For today, that's enough. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll making more video on those softwares. Bye bye.